Evening. At this time, I will call this meeting to order. Clerk of the Board, please call the roll.
Certainly, Chair.
We worked on it in 2 weeks.
Commissioner Baker?
Present.
Commissioner Bodek?
Present.
Commissioner Dellisford? Commissioner Granados?
Here.
Commissioner Kowalski? Here. Commissioner Mirabella?
Present.
Commissioner Williams?
Here.
Vice Chairwoman Leon?
Here.
And Chairwoman Palmieri Muedad.
Here.
Commissioner, you have 8 commissioners present for this evening's agenda-setting session.
Thank you. Clerk of the Board, please lead us in the prayer and salute to the flag.
Humbly we ask God, the giver of peace and lover of charity, to give the entire family of nations true agreement with his will, and to grant the light of his Spirit on all who work for justice and peace. Amen.
Clerk of the Board, please read the statement of compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act.
The chair wishes to announce that pursuant to the requirements of New Jersey statutes annotated, Title 10, Chapter 4, Section 10 of the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting of the Board of County Commissioners of the County of Union has been given by mailing the annual meeting schedule for the year 2024, along with periodic changes necessitated by circumstance, to the newspapers circulating within the County of Union who are designated to receive such notice, and by posting the annual meeting schedule for year 2024 in the Administration Building, and further by filing the annual meeting schedule for the year 2024 with the Office of the County Clerk.
Thank you. We will adopt the communications and the minutes during tonight's regular meeting. At this time, I will first call upon our prosecutor, Bill Daniel, to present his resolutions.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairwoman, members of the board. The prosecutor's office has one resolution on for tonight, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have on that resolution.
Seeing none, thank you.
Thank you very much.
I'd now like to call upon our Office of the Union County Sheriff, Sheriff Pete Corvelli.
Good evening, Commissioners. The Sheriff's Office has 4 resolutions on the agenda tonight, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Yes, Commissioner Mirabella.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Sheriff, can you just elaborate a little bit on number 1, the new contract period, and how that compares to the previous contract for the same services?
We re-upped the contract with juvenile services with Essex County. This year, there's that no increase. The next 4 will be a 2% increase each year
Okay.
for our juvenile custody.
Okay. Thank you. I know that saves us money overall from housing those juveniles here in Union County. So there's a savings to the county. There's just a slight increase over the last 4 years of the 5-year contract.
It does, sir.
Commissioner, I could weigh in on that. This is the second, this is a 5-year option. It was part of the original negotiation with Essex. By closing the juvenile detention center, we factored this cost in to the whole financial plan. It results in about a $7 million savings a year for the county, even with what we pay.
Thank you for adding that, County Manager. And the other side benefit is the Fire Academy that we've repurposed that space. We used to have the juveniles for the Fire Academy and several other.
We also have the print shop over there and some satellite offices. We do a lot in that. We repurposed the building for a lot of other purposes.
Yeah, you did a great job using that space very productively. So thank you for that, and thank you, Sheriff.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Our Department of Economic Development, our Deputy County Manager, Amy Wagner.
Good evening, Commissioners. The Department of Economic Development has 8 resolutions for your consideration, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Commissioner Williams.
Yes, could you elaborate on numbers 1 and 2 DCM?
Yes, absolutely. There was a grant that was offered through the state of New Jersey to help our local library system. So the first one, number one, is actually providing the funding to the 9 towns that chose to be a part of it. So what this grant did, and thank you, Commissioner Kowalski, who actually spearheaded this on our part, it allows them to, all the libraries to join together and more or less share their collections. So it gives access to like 3 million pieces of literature and other items that they wouldn't have had access to. So nine towns opted in, 2 have not elected to participate, and others were already participants. So this onboarded them, helped them digitize their catalogs and such so that they could be part of the group. The second one allows us to apply for and accept funding to help continue the process. So those 2 towns that didn't opt in, if they choose to, they can. And those that were already a part of the consortium can utilize these funds to help pay the fees, their ongoing fees to continue to be members. So it's a great program, and it
Yes.
really makes a big difference for our library users because it gives them tremendous access to a lot more material.
Great, thank you. Yeah, it is a great program. That's why I wanted you to expand on it a little
Yes,
bit.
thank you for
So folks would
asking.
understand. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chairwoman.
Thank you. Commissioner Kowalski.
Yes, thanks to the Deputy County Manager for the nod, but I must mention that Senate President Scutari very generously helped in moving this forward, and we thank him and all of our legislators for the expansion that the libraries are going to. There'll be so much more material that anyone can have access to when you walk into the library, and of course, Commissioner Mirabella has long been a library advocate, and we've worked together on this and other projects, so thanks to everybody.
Okay. Yes,
just-
Commissioner Baker.
Just one minor point on resolution number 1. The term migration costs, could you explain that?
Yes, it helped them actually take their collections and digitize them so they could be shared with the other consortium members.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next, we have our Department of Engineering, Public Works, and Facilities Management, Ricardo Mateus, our county engineer.
Good evening, Chair. The Department of Engineering, Public Works, and Facilities Management has 7 resolutions on tonight's agenda. I can try and answer any questions you guys may have.
Okay, looks like none. Thank you. Next, we have our Department of Finance, Director B.B. Taylor.
Good evening, Chair Palmieri Muedad and members of the Board of County Commissioners. The Department of Finance has 4 resolutions for your consideration this evening, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you have.
Commissioner Mirabella.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Director, can you just elaborate a little bit on number 4?
Absolutely. Through you, sir, and through you, Madam Chair, the state actually requires that we update the list of positions that are enrolled in DCRP. As you may know, those positions that do not qualify under PERS and/or PFRS, if they are full-time employees, those are those positions that are substantially similar in appointment to gubernatorial appointments, such as your directors and your division heads. So we have to enumerate those by resolution and submit them to the state.
These are new positions, or are they just reapproving the existing positions?
They are existing positions, we just have to clarify them and submit them to the
Great.
state.
Thank you, Director.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Next, we have our Department of Human Services, Director Debbie Ann Anderson.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. The Department of Human Services has 2 resolutions on. I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Okay, thank you. Next, we have our Department of Parks and Recreation, our Director, Victoria Durbin Drake. I don't usually call you Victoria.
Thank you. Good evening, and the Department of Parks and Recreation has 6 items on the agenda, and I'd be happy to answer any questions if you have any.
Director, can you just elaborate a little bit more on number 1?
Yes, so the county is in the process of addressing the removal of dead trees throughout the county. And this is a not-to-exceed contract. This company is on state contract and co-op, and we're beginning to move forward with them.
That's great. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much. Office of County Counsel Bruce Bergen.
Thank you, Chair. Members of the board, County Council has 2 resolutions tonight. I would be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Tonight, there are 8 business resolutions from the board. Do any of our commissioners have any questions regarding these resolutions? Okay. And all of our laudatory resolutions and resolutions of condolence are from the entire board. Are there any comments from any of my colleagues? Okay. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved, Madam Chair.
May I have a second?
Second.
Clerk, a motion was made by Commissioner Mirabellis, seconded by Commissioner Granados. Clerk of the board, can you please call the roll?
Commissioner Baker.
Aye.
Commissioner Bodek.
Yes.
Commissioner Granados.
Aye.
Commissioner Kowalski.
Yes.
Commissioner Mirabella.
Aye.
Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Vice Chairwoman Leone.
Aye.
And Chairwoman Palmieri Muedad.
Aye.
Chairwoman, let the record reflect, you had 8 votes for the adjournment.
Okay, thank you.